again immediately rejoined the flotilla to sail straight back into the situation again, because really at the heart of this is the genocide of the Palestinian people, which has been going on for 75 years now and has accelerated in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And it this is the test of our times. My mother, God bless her, she was very heavily involved in South African anti-apartheid movements, in sort of the struggles of her time, and really that was the environment in which I grew up in. And I now have kids, and I need my kids to know that I will put myself in on the line, inshallah, to protect a better future for them. And that's what I would hope that they will do when their time comes and they're grown up, and if they see injustice.
Yeah.
We all have this obligation to stand against these genocides,
Right.
and apartheid, and so that's why I was there. I was there in honor of my mother and our Irish heritage, and the colonialism that the Irish people suffered, and as a witness for my children, so that they can know that we can never allow genocide to continue.
So, I guess for those who aren't aware of what took place and some of the footage that Israel's own government put out, I mean, here was a scene. Here's one of the scenes of Itamar Ben-Gvir actually attacking activists, and he was taking selfies, I think, with his own daughter in the room where activists were being held in torture stress positions. Well, this is just for public viewing. That's Ben-Gvir attacking her, the security minister of Israel, in charge of the police. Then you can see
this part in here, in the tent. I was actually inside. It's just about to appear.
Yeah. They're forcing activists to listen to Hatikva, the Israeli national anthem, while held in stress positions with zip ties.
So inside this tent, this is where I saw Ben-Gvir.
You saw him personally?
Yeah. He came in and was like, this tent was a tent of hell. The torture that was going on in here, while they were laughing and joking. I mean, the absolute joy that they were taking from the sadism in this tent was shocking.
Yeah. What kind of things were they saying and doing?
So, for example, just behind me there was a Brazilian comrade of ours. She was wearing a woolly jumper with stars on it, and she was zip tied behind her back with her hands, and they lifted her up by her hands, by the zip ties. She started screaming that they were breaking her shoulder joints. And another IOF soldier came and literally soccer kicked her in the face.
Wow.
A huge kick while she was like suspended in the air. While Ben-Gvir is walking around, the guards are singing along with the national anthem, laughing and joking. All the while, they're kicking people in the head. My head was right next to the edge of the tent, so I didn't get kicked in the head, but we were getting, like, they were stamping on our feet. Bearing in mind we're already in a stress position, it's already painful. Kicking us in our sides, and the thing that shocked me was how much they were enjoying all of this. I've obviously followed the issue of Palestine for so many years, read so many stories about it, read stories about the games that they play where they try to shoot children in the same body parts on certain days. But yet when you see it for your own eyes, they're laughing and joking and hackling together as they dogpile people who are tied up. And part of our training was we in no way resisted anything that they were doing, either physically or even in words. Part of our training was like, you don't swear at them, you don't attack them or accuse them of anything, and they still just absolutely battered people. And the primary people that they went for were the women, the elderly, and the smaller men. Um, I saw them pick up a guy, a very very slight build, and they slammed him down on the ground twice, and then hit him on both of his ears at the same time. And like the day after when I saw him, he'd gone deaf in one ear. I still don't know if his hearing's returned in that ear, but they'd cracked all of his ribs on this side as well. Even when we were freed, and we were finally back in Turkey, you had to be so careful when you were hugging people or like celebrating with them that they were free, because so many people had broken bones. I think at final count, around 75 people had various broken body parts, including someone with spinal injuries. I saw a couple of people with broken feet, and broken arms as well. Lots and lots of broken ribs. They were going for the ribs primarily because that's a more hidden wound, and a more hidden injury. And if you think about it, there were about 500 people on the flotilla. So if 75 or so had broken bones, that's about 20% of completely non-violent people who were tied up that had bones and body parts broken in this vicious way.